my pad ball up. Dumping in mag, friends from the turn and the haters, I'm watching them fall up. I just walked in the sage, she looking like she wanna spit on my rags. She looking like she wanna spit on this debt. I think she just tryna spit for the cash. I think she just wanna spend for the money. That's probably why I'm a fucking a dash. Cut to her hold my DM, she looking good.
Muddy Mob 82 says, oh, Muddy Mob, my fault, wrong channel. 82 Society. Welcome to today's double upload day, man. Originally, the double upload days are on Monday, but you know, I'm still getting used to, you know, handling 2 channels and just trying to upload correctly. Like, I don't even know I don't know if there's like right now, I just don't have a good format or plan to like have set days and just like, yeah, I'm gonna do this here, this here, this here. Like, I gotta lock in and probably like maybe start doing like, I don't know, bro. I gotta start doing reactions a lot more before the week of the reaction channels week. You know what I mean? Like, I gotta start recording before the week even starts, like for at least Monday, at least, so I can have that double upload knocked out and out of the way. But yeah, today is double upload Thursday. Y'all are probably gonna see this with one of the other videos I've recorded for today, or not for today, but for this week. So hopefully y'all enjoyed these videos that I've been dropping for this week. If y'all have any recommendations, as always, leave them down below. I'm always open to them, but if not, I always got a playlist for myself. So with that being said, let's get into this video, y'all. Hiei has a soft side by Moomin Rufus. His channel will be in the description down below, alongside my gaming channel. So, you know, I'll talk more on that later. And y'all can't even hear it. Slimy ass OBS, man.
And abandoned from birth, he's had to fight and kill his entire life. And he bloody loves it. But like every scary, tough guy, if you scrape away at that initial murderous layer, you'll find, well, several more murderous layers.
The nonchalant aura farming, not Sasuke. The nonchalant aura farming side character trope / OG, nigga. Some would say the Sasuke before Sasuke's. Shit.
Under that, you'll eventually find a demon
no joke though, his backstory is fucked. Like, niggas tossed him out as a child. That's crazy.
Cares deeply.
I gotta rewatch Yu though.
For his family and his friends. And that's not even really a hot take. I just really wanted to talk about Hiei and Yu Yu Hakusho again. So let's go. After you've liked, shared, subbed, commented, and hyped, you know the drill. I hate asking, but YouTube says I need to.
Nah, bro, that's how it be. Matter of fact, bro, go ahead and sub up to me if you haven't already. Also, if he has a Yusuke video, I would be glad to watch it. I need to cover Yusuke and Kuwabara next. I just want to cover the main 4. I don't know why, but that was just a thought in my head after I had like seen the not Kuwabara, the Kurama video. Because I got like another Kurama. I keep almost saying Kuwabara, but I got another Kurama video in like either 1 or 2 of my playlists that I could like watch for the channel, and I just haven't. So I want to keep diving into Yu. Talk to me.
Makes his first appearance in this series in chapter 20 alongside Kurama, another soon-to-be main character, and Goki, who's either dead or imprisoned after his fight with Yusuke, which is a good thing. The guy ate kids' souls. Kill him. This deadly trio have raided Spirit World's treasure collection and have absconded with 3 powerful magic items: the Mirror of Darkness, the Rapacious Orb, and the Conjuring Blade. Otherwise known as the Forlorn Hope, the Orb of Bast, and the Shadow Sword, depending on your translation. To cut a short story even shorter, Yusuke defeats Goki and works with Kurama, who isn't actually bad anymore, to save his human mother with a wish from the Forlorn Hope. With 2 out of the 3 treasures secured, Yusuke is minding his own business when Hiei finally makes his move. Using his Jagan Eye, which I'll explain more on soon, Hiei spies on Yusuke and through his interaction with Keiko, identifies her as a target to gain the spirit detective's attention. Using his stolen treasure, he attacks Keiko and begins the process of turning her into a demon, and at the same time, he sends a psychic message to Botan, Yusuke's handler, telling her that if Yusuke wants her back, he has to meet him and hand over the other 2 treasures he had recovered. Yusuke agrees, punches his way through some mind-controlled humans and confronts Hiei, who he hands the treasure over to and then immediately attacks. Hiei is quick. He dodges this surprise attack with no issue and then mocks Yusuke with the reveal that he's begun the process of turning Keiko into one of his demon slaves. Once this third eye opens, Keiko's fate will be sealed. As Botan works to suppress the transformation, Hiei goads Yusuke into a fight by letting him know the cure to this process is inside the hilt of the sword. Locked in now that his love interest is in danger, Yusuke overcomes the speed gap between the two and clocks Hiei across the jaw, leaving
Damn, okay, this is kind of funny. He's like, I can imagine it. I can imagine the sound effects. Just a little goofy ass you, and then just a mean ass Dragon Ball Z punch. I don't know why, but I can just hear Dragon Ball Z, just a punch sound effect from Dragon Ball. Bow! Right to the jaw. He like, But this nigga, what? The way they introduced him, this nigga Hiei was a little evil. Not even a little. That nigga, he attacked, look at this, bro. He attacked Yusuke girl. I keep forgetting her name. Is it Keiko? Yeah, it is Keiko. Okay. I don't know why I keep forgetting. This is why I gotta rewatch the show. But I'm also watching the YouTubers react to it. So at the same time, I'm sort of reacting or rewatching it, but I don't think that really counts for real.
Big deal about his speed, zipping around everywhere, leaving Hiei mad as hell. Hiei then makes a big deal about his speed, zipping around everywhere until Yusuke again clocks him, remarking that his speed is nothing special. Hiei, now taking his opponent seriously, calls upon the power of his Jigan Eye to transform into, well,
whatever this was.
Yeah. I swear,
let's just call it, you know what? I got a name, Jigan form. That's ass. Hold on.
The Jigan Eye, just give me a minute. This part is almost done. Now at full power, Hiei uses this transformed state to increase his powers and manages to exert
like he never pulls this out of his bag. Like imagine this form of Hiei with the darkness of the flame and all his other abilities, man. Gosh, this nigga with his character development, like this nigga would be cold because he wouldn't be looking like this. He would be calm. It probably look cooler too because he's on our side now. Be a cooler aura farming moment. Probably cooler drawn like perspectives of him and all of that. Because like we don't see this again. What the fuck, Hiei? You know what?
Binding curse that paralyzes Yusuke, who he proceeds to beat like a drum. As he makes his killing blow, an indebted Kurama takes the sword thrust intended for Yusuke and uses his own blood to blind Hiei and lessen his...
This is why Kurama's the GOAT! Nigga, go watch that video on my channel, nigga. Kurama's the freaking GOAT. Great character, great development, great moments, and great intelligence. I'm glazing a little bit, but this nigga, his character's fire. And he's a template for damn near Kurapika.
Jigan Eye's power. Yusuke and Hiei have a far more even fight, and Yusuke uses a cleverly ricocheted spirit gun blast to hit Hiei from behind, defeating him. Despite the fact that Hiei is covered in eyes, he couldn't see the shot coming from behind him. Is what it is. Keiko is saved. Kurama has earned some good boy points ahead of his trial, and Hiei and Goki are both arrested. Jobs are good. So Hiei is a bad guy.
I'm pretty sure this didn't end in a way like... I think he like... Didn't Yusuke shoot his spirit gun and it ricocheted back to Hiei on some crazy, on some like real deal planning shit or strategic shit from Yusuke. You know, it's been a minute, but I'm pretty sure that's how he got him. So I don't think it's more that he didn't see it. I think it's more he didn't expect it to connect. He's just like, last ditch effort, nigga. Fuck you gonna do with that? A little weak ass spirit. He ricochet that bitch back to you. I'd be sick. Because what do you mean you got him backed up into a corner and he hit you with these? I'd be pissed.
Couldn't see the shot coming from behind him. Is what it is. Keiko is saved. Kurama has earned some good boy points ahead of his trial, and Hiei and Goki are both arrested. Jobs are good un. So Hiei is a bad guy motivated by power, with a deep hatred of humans and a mistrust of his own allies, who he intended to betray as soon as he got a chance to anyway. Far from the version I mentioned.
You know why? Yeah, I know. Actually, I had to think about it, and then I was like, yeah, that's not the reason. I mean, that's part of it, but that ain't actually the actual reason, though. Oh my, I wonder if he's gonna talk about it.
Start, but Hiei,
The
as he was
fucked up reason,
introduced,
though.
was always intended to be a one-time villain. Togashi had recognized the staying power of Kurama early on, but didn't foresee the popularity of Hiei, which means Togashi now had the difficult task of providing enough characterization and background for Hiei that his turn to the good side would be believable. And he did a pretty good job. Step one was to make sure we never saw that transformation again. I mean, it's just way too villainous of a look. It's also goofy as hell. So about the Jigan Eye.
It looks way better in the manga, though.
Way too villainous of a look.
Look
it's also goofy.
That's a way better look. You can't even lie. That's the thing about anime. It's always, manga is always gonna look cooler and better for shots because it's just so much detail and time put into that one little panel or shot or, you know, close up, whatever it is. It's crazy. But this shit look way better in the manga. It look cooler. Why is hair in... Let me stop.
Goofy as hell. So about the Jigan Eye. Told you I get there. It's a whole 130 odd chapters after the Jigan Eye's first use that we get a proper explanation as to its origin, abilities, and how Hiei gained it. And the reason Hiei has it is inextricably linked to his own origin. Hiei was born to an ice maiden mother atop a floating castle. Due to his very existence being a crime, he was thrown from the edge to the wildlands of Demon World below, where he was expected to die in infancy. Ice maidens, as you can gather from the name, are all female. They reproduce via parthenogenesis.
It's fucked up too, because bro, they could have just, you know what? We don't have to take. I mean, we won't. Yeah, we don't have to take. Nah, we won't take care of him, but we'll still give him to a loving family at least. Tossing him off the fucking cliff as a kid. As a baby. Fuck a kid. Baby. He was a baby. He was a little old baby, nigga, in his little rapage. And they just said, yeah, we just gonna toss this nigga. Like, what? What? That's insane. Just give him to another village that's willing to take care of him. Fuck ass family. Even if it is all female, like, that's still nutty to me. That's still crazy, no matter what. Just because it's all female, which is fine, but it's just like, damn, bro. You just really gonna get rid of life like that? You ain't even gonna try to just. It's not even that much effort either. It's just like, well, maybe it is. I don't know how his area. I mean, how his world or how his birthplace, like, I don't know if it resided in like a neighborhood with other like areas or villages or whatever you want to call it, but they for sure could have did that, for sure. But it was just illogical. It's fucked up. No sympathy at all. Let me make sure y'all can hear.
All female. They reproduce via parthenogenesis, which is essentially when an unfertilized egg develops into an embryo without the need for a second genetic donor. However, if an ice maiden is intimate with a man, the result is that they will always give birth to a male offspring, and in doing so, will perish during childbirth. Someone should probably let Kuwabara know. Despite being born a twin, there is no mercy to be shown to Hiei, who is bundled up in warded cloth and sorrowfully dropped to his death, whilst his sister Yukina is raised amongst the Ice Maidens. Except that, obviously, Hiei didn't die. And bad luck for the Ice Maidens, because he could see and hear everything that happened since he was in the womb, which means that they made an enemy out of one of the most ruthless demons alive. If you know Yu Yu Hakusho, then you're aware that Hiei and Yukina are twins, and that only Hiei knows this out of the pair. And in fact, he has gone to some length to ensure she never finds out the truth. Yukina explains that an Ice Maiden, when giving birth, sheds a single tear that becomes a crystal, which is then given to that child, and she is on the search for a demon with an ice crystal tear like hers. So what does this have to do with the Jiganai? Well, after only 5 years of being alive, Hiei had grown to the level of an A-class demon. He was set on finding his former home and taking his revenge on those that had cast him out, starting with Rui, a friend of his mother's whose only wish was that when he eventually did come to take his revenge, he would begin by taking her life in atonement for what she had done to him. Okay, so I got a lot of things wrong just then. Hiei kind of gave up on the idea of revenge very early on because he got too obsessed with killing people. He had way too much fun. Couldn't even be bothered to go and find the ice people, the ice maidens.
Nah, bro.
So yeah.
That's odd though. Cause like that would still satiate his likingness towards killing though. And then it'll be times two, because you're getting your get back on the people that abandoned you as a baby just because you're a boy, you know. But that's why you always have a choice. You don't have to do it. It's optional. And I believe that's what he chose.
I don't know how I got that so wrong, but I did. And I wanted to just put a little correction in there before people come at me. I'm sorry. I'm just a man. I'm just a man, for God's sake. Hiei had the power.
Even if he did
now
give it up,
he
needed still had a moment in time when he did want revenge. So, if anything, it's just a little minor correction for real. But, yeah, some people do be tripping in the comments, though. So,
tools to locate the castle and his sister.
Because the internet is just full of mad-ass niggas, negative-ass people. It's just full of hate, bruh. Any little positive thing, you gonna see a little bit of hate. It's like with light comes darkness. That fuck ass saying. I mean, it's true though, but like, it should be more like the hate should not be more prominent than love, gang. We should be showing more love and compassion to our peoples all around the globe, my nigga. Niggas be hating over the most smallest of things too, bro. Oh my gosh. Don't get me started on Twitter.
Wrong too. Essentially, what I got wrong was Hiei actually is only really looking for the ice castle, as well as his lost crystal tear, which he lost in a fight. That's why he needed the Jigant Eye. He wasn't looking for Yukina, and despite the fact he claims to remember everything from the womb, he doesn't seem to be aware that he has a twin sister. Which I don't know if that's technically a retcon or whatever, but he only becomes aware of Yukina once he travels to the ice castle where the ice maidens all live. He only becomes aware of Yukina's existence after he's gone to the ice maiden castle and figures out that he has a sister out there somewhere in human world by that time.
You know what? Given the situation of their worlds, I'll just say it's not even a retcon. It's just, let's just say I would think that's a retcon. Let's just say he could people could forget things. So instead of this is just me though, unless Tagashi said it's a retcon, then okay, but this is a headcanon for me. He just forgot throughout all the midst of his experiences throughout his life, throughout living. He just gradually just slowly forgot about that. That's what I think. But then it came back up as soon as he went back on that similar path towards trying to find his shit, his home, and his little jewel tier little shit,
So yeah, doesn't quite remember everything, does he?
Nope.
And neither do I, apparently. So we got that in common. Hopefully that's the last mistake. I jinxed myself now. All right, bye. Having approached Shigure the osteopath, he offered to transplant the Jigant Eye into Hiei. The price for this being that Hiei can never reveal to his sister that he is the brother she was searching for.
Damn.
Didn't want money or anything like that, it seems. Shigure is kind of in it to fuck with people, which is kind of demony. That's the most demony thing I can imagine, actually. The transplant was a success. Hiei now had the Jigant Eye. However, the surgery itself was so agonizing and brutal on his body that his power level dropped to that of an infant, which is why a few years after he was so easily defeated by Yusuke, who had only just come into his own powers. Fast forward some more time, and Hiei is already back up to A-class levels by roughly the time of the start of the Three Kings saga. The Jigant Eye grants Hiei the following abilities: mind control of weak humans and demons, telepathy, telekinesis, and remote viewing. It's also heavily implied that the Jigant Eye helped Hiei in taming the Dragon of the Darkness Flame. And of course, we can't forget the one-time used Jigant Shi transformation. That's the Eye one. Importantly, the initial desire for the Jigant Eye was for its remote viewing ability. With it, Hiei intended to find his sister and its lost crystal tear, as well as the home of the Ice Maidens he wished to take revenge on. Speaking of his sister, Yukina is immediately introduced to us as the sister of Hiei by Koenma during her rescue arc in chapter 46. She's been abducted by mobsters who wish to sell her crystallized tears on the black market, and she is being held in a warded room that prevents Hiei from being able to see her with his Jigant Eye. Because up until this point, Hiei had been able to just check in on her whenever he felt like it without her knowing and never having saved by Kuwabara and Yusuke.
Let me go back. What the fuck? Y'all can't hear it again. Oh my gosh. This bitch ass OBS. I'm finna. Yo, bro. Y'all don't know. OBS be making me want to crash, nigga. What the fuck? I just fixed it and then it just froze again. Y'all probably heard it.
She's been abducted by mobsters who wish to sell her
I
crystallized
for
tears on
sure
the black
read that
market,
shit.
and she is
It's
being held
too
in a warded room that prevents Hiei from being able to
jarring.
see her with his Jigan eye. Because up until this point, Hiei had been able to just check in on her whenever he felt like it without her knowing and never having to introduce himself. It's kind of weird, but it's also sweet. Once she's free, Hiei arrives and ensures that she's kept safe by Kuwabara and Yusuke. She thanks him and he awkwardly tries to sidestep any sort of invasive questioning. I think what really speaks to Hiei's character and his desire to protect those close to him can be epitomized by his relationship with Yukina. Like I said before, the condition for gaining the Jigan Eye was that Hiei was unable to reveal his identity to her, which is a condition he accepted gladly, stating that he never had the intention of telling her who he was in the first place. Hiei affirms that even if he were to win this battle, he still would not tell her. Hiei is both content with how things are, and at the same time, he's incredibly afraid of how things might change were he to reveal the secret to Yukina. The Jigan Eye was a useful tool to ensure that Yukina was safe. Importantly, from a distance. He had no intention of entering her life, either because he wanted to keep her safe, or because, as I also suspect, he feels unworthy of having a relationship with her. If sacrificing your power and enduring unimaginable agony just for the chance of glimpsing someone doesn't highlight how much Hiei cares, nothing will. And to speak on that feeling of unworthiness, Hiei remembers everything that happened to him since he was
really the main reason. And as soon as that little rescue arc started with her, he was on that. He just was working. He was just working alone though. He was on that. He was just working on his own terms, on his own time, doing his own shit, making his own plans, executing it how he wanted to. That's all it was. So yeah, him just using the Jigan Eye to just look over his sister without having to necessarily be directly in her life. Yeah, that shows level of strength. I guess it's partly because one, he's he go around killing people just for the fun of it. So he's a very known demon that has a bad past. Let's just say that, because nowadays he's chill. So I guess that's what's really holding him back. Maybe I would say him being tossed over too, but I don't think that's I don't think that coincides. I don't know. Let me know if y'all think that also has something to do with it. But oh yeah, little tidbit real quick. These hoe ass niggas globally blocked the Rap So Petty video, so niggas can't see me and you to go band for band. No wonder this shit was stuck in the it was stuck on 4 viewers. Nigga, nobody else saw it but 4 viewers. The fuck, lame as hell, bro.
In the womb. He remembers being born, his mother dying as a result of giving birth to him, and Rui casting him out and begging that he return to take his revenge. Having been rejected from birth and being blamed for the death of his mother surely has to explain why he is so resistant to forming.
Yes, okay. So I wasn't tripping. Okay. Him just being rejected and just thrown away almost like as if he was trash is what just makes him feel as if he's not worthy of being her big brother, when in reality he really shouldn't even feel like that. The nigga was just thrown he was thrown into some bullshit in his life. That's what he was thrown into, quite literally. Right here, I wish y'all could see my mouse, but in this scene that y'all see of this nigga baby Hiei, him literally being thrown and him being born into this village, like, what the fuck, bro? I'll be damned that happens to my son or just a kid, bro. That's fucked. Of course he gonna have traumatic experiences later on and just like tendencies, bro. You gonna think he's just not worth it, not worthy. Probably doesn't have, I wouldn't say he probably doesn't have self-worth, because I think he clearly does, but like he probably doesn't value himself in a way that his sister would see. And he's afraid of her knowing what he's done and who he is, and just like maybe just, yeah, I think that's more so what it is. It's like the history of what he's done. He's just like, oh shit, like, nah, I've committed too many atrocities. I'm a demon. Like I'm not a good person or a good demon. I don't even sound right, but you know what I mean, bro. It sucks.
meaningful connections while still being able to care enough for a sister he hasn't even truly met until the events of Yu Yu Hakusho occur. The worst thing is, the Ice Maidens may have been correct about his nature. Hiei is violent and sinister. As a baby, you can
fuck that, nigga. Okay, this looks crazy, but let me explain. You yourself can influence. Bro. Let me lock in real quick. Hold up. Cause babies are easily influenced, nigga. Put this nigga in front of some good people, good knowing people, good well influenced people, or good people that could influence him, and he's doing great. This is gonna be, it's gonna be around for a little bit. This little smirking, this type of vibe. Yeah, nah, that ain't holding down in a black household. Fuck you smiling for. You out here going out past 12, you out here ditching class. Oh yeah. On your ass. He should have got that Karama treatment. Send that nigga down to earth. Put that nigga in the human baby. Yep. We gonna have you go through the learnings of emotions, nigga. Yep, we gonna give you love, care, and everything, brother. You feel me? You and Yusuke gonna be even closer.
See, he's already plotting his revenge. He's quick to kill his enemies and is ruthless enough that he makes no qualms about it. And it's a good thing too, because the hesitancy of certain characters in the series to kill their enemies has almost led to their downfalls. Hiei swoops in to save the day by seemingly killing Sniper before he can kill Yusuke. And yet, he does it because Yusuke is his friend. Even if he tries to hide it behind a mask of only I'm allowed to beat you, we know
he
that
can't hide it, nigga. Like, come on, bruh. Here and now, this is when you pop up. When I'm about to die, yeah, bro. Come on. I wouldn't be surprised if he was using the Jagan Eye to see what Yusuke and the gang was doing, my nigga. Dead ass. Even if it ain't even a scene of that, like, I could just tell he'd do some shit like that. Like, especially if he's hearing about some shit going on that's demon related. Oh yeah, he's gonna tap in. Shit, he probably even uses them as info or intel whenever he's off and distant, you know? Because regardless of him being off and distant, that nigga still come around. You know? He's still come around. And usually when he comes around, he's kind of knowing, not everything, but he knows a good bit of what's happening, you know, depending on the situation at hand. And he just be clutch. Shit, Sniper was on Yusuke ass, but ooh, man, if I don't know how Yusuke was gonna get rid of Sniper. That nigga was a pain in the ass, cause he's just living in fear. Yusuke, he's mad lucky he was there.
He even tricks Yusuke into blowing off some steam by pretending that he's gonna kill him, which leads to a 10-minute long fight between the two. That's his boy. Honestly, my favorite.
And it's not even powers either. It's the best thing. It's the best thing about this fight. They're just fighting. It's just fists. Oh, whoa, wait. The manga does this even better. You think you were testing me? You were wound up real tight. A lot of unhealthy tension. Feel better now? The nigga spits like he or. Damn, that makes it even cooler. And it shows off his emotions a lot more. He's like, yeah, bro, you got a lot of tension building up inside you. I know you got a lot of shit going on. You got to go fight Sensui. You got this nigga Sniper. Hold on, bro. Sit right here. You ain't going nowhere. Square up, nigga. That's essentially what he did. Said, square up, nigga. Get up. You know, we got to throw hands because you not moving right now. This ain't the Yusuke that I know. You got all that tension built up and it's making you look mad pussy, nigga. We got to throw some hands. Straight hands, no powers, no spirit energy. Hands, nigga. Straight up. That's what I wanted to say too, though. This fight was straight hands, no spirit energy, no spirit gun, no darkness or the flame. None of that, bro. None of that. And I never knew he said this. I wonder if the Yu Yu Hakusho manga's online. I ain't gonna lie. I would read that to get it, because this is definitely a better understanding of how Hiei feels towards people. You know, get these subliminals in these texts, and in the text, a lot of unhealthy tension. Feel better now. When has he ever asked some shit like this in an anime? We never got a line like this. This shows off his emotions a lot more better. Even if he is that nonchalant demon, he still care a little bit. it just depends on who you are. You know, if you Yusuke, Kuwabara, Kurama, the gang, I'm gonna just say the gang, the guys, the gals, the guys and gals. If you part of that clique, plus his sister, I'm gonna just include his sister in the clique. If you a part of that clique, you're good. As long as you're real with Hiei and you just, I ain't gonna lie, if you just have that similar energy to how him and Yusuke have that sort of bond, if you have that similar synergy, you good with Hiei. I feel like, cause Yusuke, like bro, in the, I think KGM is his name, KGM Productions. He said in his video like how they kind of don't even really talk about their emotions that much, and how they're just kind of they're like, they kind of understand each other without even talking about it too much, because they're so not relatable, but what's the word I'm looking for? Relatable, not relatable. What is it? Maybe it is relatable. Um, fuck. But yeah, they're so relatable in certain aspects with their with their world backgrounds and how they were brought up through a tough world. So, having that similar background, just having that similar, you know, just uh what's it called? Fuck. My brain is just sleep right now. Just having those certain aspects about you is what makes you more likely to have a friendly Hiei on your side, is what I'm trying to say. So if you got that personality type like Yusuke, we'd probably be friends with Hiei a little bit. But I don't know.
That he's going to kill him, which leads to a 10-minute long fight between the two. That's his boy. Honestly, my favorite moment in the series is after Yusuke has been killed by Sensui, and Hiei, Kurama, and Kuwabara all leap into Demon World to avenge him.
Oh, yeah.
Hiei, in the English dub of the anime at least, fires off a Dragon of the Darkness flame blast whilst cursing Sensui for what he's done. It took the death of his friend for him to be honest with his feelings. Again, in the English dub of the anime anyway.
Here's a one-way ticket for you straight to hell, you bastard!
In the manga, he just sort of appears mostly shocked, and that's about it. To round this off, I'm going to talk about Hiei and Makuro and the incredibly dark relationship the two share. So,
it is dark, but that moment, that's one of my favorite moments, because it's like, yo, Hiei's dropped the facade of being nonchalant. He like, yo, you done killed my mans, nigga. Day one, the nigga that got me out the grimy slums. I gotta kill you, nigga. It's so much passion and hurting, sadness, everything is in that whole episode, bro. It's just like Yusuke cannot beat this nigga at his current level. That nigga Sensui, he damn near, look, here's a good comparison if you've never watched Yu Yu Hakusho. In Dragon Ball Z, there's Ki, right? And then in Dragon Ball Super, there's this shit called God Ki, right? Sensui has God Ki and Yusuke has normal Ki that everybody else has access to. God Ki is Ki that I don't even know how you even learn or get God Ki, but just know it's God Ki. Just the names. Just listen to the names, bro. Just listen to the names, bro. That's all you need to know. God Ki is something that isn't easily attained, though. And it's something that normal Ki users cannot sense themselves. You have to be not at that level. You have to be a God Ki user yourself to even feel another person, I believe. But I'm not so sure on that. That's 50-50. Whoever watched Dragon Ball Super and knows a lot more, I would love to have a person correct me on that, because I'm not too sure. And if you could tell me if I'm right or not, it would help. But yeah, bro. Sensui was a different breed, though. Like, in that moment, in that cave, Yusuke cannot beat that nigga, bro. It was
an advisory warning.
I don't even know how it felt like
Here, Hiei is recruited by Makuro, one of the three kings of Demon World, to join their side as the ongoing stalemate continues between them, Yomi, and Yusuke's ancestor, Ryzen. Basically, all three of them have similar levels of strength, and each command a territory in Demon World. Ryzen and Makuro like things the way they are, and Yomi wishes to unify all of Demon World under his banner specifically. The timing of this recruitment coincides with Yusuke traveling to see his ancestor Ryzen and learn more about himself, and Kurama being recruited by Yomi as one of his generals.
I'm not gonna hold you. The manga looks so clean.
Difference is,
it looks so clean, but so right. I don't know.
that Kurama and Yomi were once comrades many years ago.
Okay, y'all can still hear
And Yusuke and Ryzen are family. Hiei is being recruited purely by reputation. As Makuro puts it, he was an A-class demon by 5 years old. Wait, hold on. Surely I think I read that wrong. No, oh no. Yep, he was an A-class demon by 5 years old.
Fuck is he, Killua? Fuck is you a prodigy? Hiei.
Anyway, but he became a low-class bandit and then snuck off to human world.
Okay, okay, little or points to you then, nigga. Okay.
For unknown reasons.
Let's try not to
we
make
know
this
why.
long,
it's because of the
though.
Jigan eye surgery.
This shit is about to be 40 minutes, and I don't want to be here for 40 minutes, and I know y'all don't want to be here for 40 minutes. But throughout this whole video, though, bro, Hiei.
Anyway, Makuro wants to keep things in Demon World the same and is planning to attack Yomi once.
Hiei has had such great growth, is what I'll say. He's had great growth, and I'd say he's learned love, my nigga. He's learned to love, bro. He's found people he could truly trust and feel safe with, and believe he could have a relationship with, family, friends, bonds, and I like that a lot because it shows in that one scene with Yusuke being dead and just the whole gang trying to attack it, Sensui. And then the music too. Oh my gosh. I don't even know. I gotta look up what episode that was because I gotta see when the normies are gonna get there, bro. But that shit is crazy. It's like everything about it was fantastic.
Ryzen has fully starved himself to death and wants Hiei by their side as they do so. It's a very tempting offer for a homesick Hiei who no doubt sees this as an opportunity to get into some fights to the death and grow stronger. Maybe kill Makuro and become king. Who knows? Upon arriving at Makuro's lair, Hiei is put through 6 months of training and battles against other A-class demons, who he has killed, and is now ready for his shot at joining Makuro's 77 hand-picked warriors. All he has to do is kill one and take their place. In exchange, Makuro will even show Hiei their true face under all the wrappings and wardings they hide behind. Turns out, the warrior Hiei is supposed to face is Shigure the osteopath, the same doctor who gave Hiei his Jigan eye. Shigure says that he will drop the condition of Hiei not being able to reveal who he is to Yukina if he can defeat him, which Hiei waves off. He's not interested in doing so at this time. He's made his peace with never letting her find out, and the two fight. In a very brief clash, Hiei sacrifices his arm and takes several slashes from Shigure, but the fight is technically a draw, with both combatants taking grievous wounds. Shigure has the top of his head cut off, but he's fine. Don't worry about it. He bounces right back. As Hiei remarks that the fight was a draw and praised his own performance as not bad, he catches himself off guard at being so complacent and satisfied with a draw in this way. Hiei's been through many fights, and the fact that...
Bro, I think... Hold on. He just never took the time to just...
He has found his sister and surrounded her with people that would ensure her safety and that he ultimately trusts, Kuwabara included. He realizes that he's no longer battling with the same reasoning anymore. He's not that interested in revenge against the Ice Maidens anymore, and to be honest, he hasn't for quite some time. Not now that he knows his sister is away from them and is safe anyway. He's fighting now because that's all he can do? As a reward for his battle, Makuro gifts him with the crystal tear that he had been given at birth and had lost during some point in his life.
Hey, hold on. Audio disappeared and shit. I know it's gonna disappear again, but...
Point in his life in Demon World. Makuro reveals her full self to a healing Hiei and sensitively reveals that having been born a slave and losing half of her body, she was an indiscriminate killer who, upon finding Hiei's crystal tear, began to heal emotionally and accept what had been done to her. This is the same for Hiei. He had used the value of his crystal tear as a youngster to entice people into trying to steal it so that he could battle them over and over, but over time, he realized that gazing at it and recalling his mother, he would soften and begin to find some sort of peace. Once he lost it, he punished himself by receiving the excruciating Jigan eye surgery and losing all his power so that he could find it once again. It turns out that not long after this, Hiei had easily found the floating castle of the Ice Maidens. Having seen how pathetic the existence of the Ice Maidens truly is, he no longer really considered exacting his revenge as they all feared. Living secluded in an ice castle constantly in fear of those below is its own punishment. Hiei would go on to travel to Human World in search of his sister, attempt to raise an army, get beaten by Yusuke, and then rescue Yukina. at which point he began to slowly lose his purpose as he searched for a good way to die. Skipping ahead the rest of the Three Kings saga and moving straight to the end, Hiei is working in Demon World, helping to find humans that have accidentally wandered into Demon World and returning them before they can be killed, eaten, all that good stuff. Makuro, having lost her tournament fight and is now just sort of hanging around, has become the object of Hiei's new desire to fight and live. On a particular day of the year when Makuro is at her most volatile, Hiei walks up to her, asks for a fight because he's bored, and when he doesn't get one, he invokes the name Chico the Slave Trader. As a dark expression falls over Makuro, Hiei uses his Gigant Eye to read her mind and learns of her dark history of being assaulted and abused since her birth. She had been surgically altered to her father's tastes, and every birthday he inflicted things that would definitely get me demonetized on YouTube if I mentioned it, so you can imagine. When asked by...
Oh my gosh, this nigga's even more horrible in the manga. What the fuck? Yo.
Here as to why he still lives, he sees a flash of memory, a brief moment of kindness and familial love between a young Makuro and her father. As Makuro clings to the single moment, Hiei mocks her and is almost killed for doing so. A rather miffed Hiei travels to see Kurama, and jokingly, Kurama recognizes this as being a lover's spat, which Hiei growls at but doesn't deny. He asks for a certain flower, which is a romantic gesture, until you realize that the flower in question bonds with a host and forces them to live forever, healing all their wounds. Hiei has brought the now parasitically bonded Chico to Makuro. He informs her that the memory he has of his kindness is a fake that was implanted in her in order to prevent her from seeking revenge.
Oh, wow.
Hiei stabs the now paralyzed Chico to prove the point that he can be forced to endure endless pain without dying, before turning to a now smiling Makuro and wishing her a happy birthday. This is the sweetest, most romantic, and dark thing I think I've ever read, and it's so on brand for a character like Hiei. I don't doubt for a second that he truly does like Makuro, and the lengths he went to make her not only feel better, but also to help her heal her emotional state cannot be understated. Once he learned the truth of her upbringing, he brought all of that baggage upon himself and helped her in the only way he knew how, by finding her abuser and torturing him. He's not a hero in the traditional sense. And again, he's gone to such great lengths for Makuro like he has for others throughout the series. Yes, Hiei is an anti-hero. He cares about the people he's closest to a lot. And ultimately, he's willing to do anything for them. He's motivated by the people around him. And whilst he can't verbalize it, his actions certainly speak louder than any words could. Pretty good for a one-time villain. Anyway, I've really enjoyed coming back to this series again. I'm not too sure what I've got coming up in the immediate future, but as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Say hi to your family from me, and peace.
Hey, Moomin. I hope you have a blessed day, bro. It's a great video. This is a month ago, and you got 6, well, probably 5 more because we just watched one. This was a fantastic video. I mean, I already knew Hiei had much more than just being an aura-forming, nonchalant demon. Going into all that, how he just let go of his malice towards his village, his original home, due to them just being in a pitiful state already and just having to live up top of a mountain, an ice mountain at that. Always living up there, never leaving, never surrounding yourself with others to socialize with. You just have to be confined in that area. Hell no. And then also his kindness with old girl, one of the kings, or technically queen, well, whatever you want to call her, but it don't matter. King/queen. He really, after all that learning he did throughout the human world, Kurama, Kuwabara, Yusuke, all of those arcs, all of those events, that all led up to this moment where he showed the level of kindness. He's learning human emotions. It's just not in the traditional sense because he's a demon. And you could say, what about Kurama? But the nigga, he was injured as a demon and transported himself, or got transported to the human world, putting himself into a human baby, reincarnating himself into a human/demon, allowing himself to, switch between his human form and his normal form. I mean, his demon form, not normal. But besides that, Hiei, yeah, he's always had a soft, sunny, and what am I talking about? He's always had a soft side. He's always cared about the friends around him, the people around him, even if it's subliminally. He'll show it in his actions, and that's really what you have to pay attention on. And to be real, the manga and anime have so many differences that you could just take from and just add to Hiei's character to really see that he is a kind person. It's just his actions really dictate it more than his words, and it's really showed in the manga too, in terms of like his wording instead of his actions. Like that one panel with Yusuke and him fighting, or not currently fighting, but like after the fight, he was like, "Yeah, you had a lot of built up tension, gang. You feel uneasy right now, very nervous. So let's box. Let's get that all out of you, so you can go in there fresh and ready to go," type shit. So it's really his actions, but he's a very caring person, and I really fuck with Hiei, despite him just being a nonchalant demon. I'm a nonchalant demon myself, shit. But yeah, his character is amazing. His depth, his growth is amazing. Everything about his character is just something I like. If I had anything else to add, though, I do wish we got to see more Yu Yu Hakusho. You know what I'm saying? I'm a fiend for Yu Yu. You know, I'm gonna go back and rewatch that shit whenever I got the time. But like, man, I don't have myself organized at the moment. So I'll get to that whenever I got the chance. But ladies and gentlemen, that was it for today's video. Moomin Rufus, your channel will be in the description down below, as I put every person's channel that we react to in the description down below. You can also check me out on my gaming channel, my new OG. Not my new OG, my new main channel, where you can see more of my gaming content, more content from me, and content from my OG gaming channel too. I'm also be posting on there as well, finishing up my PlayStation games that I was trying to play, and then, you know, it's probably gonna quiet down a little bit, but you know, there's plenty of content on here that you can see that isn't on my new main. So if you want to check out any content, check out these two channels. Moomin Rufus's channel will be in the description down below. I appreciate everybody that was watching or that watched, and I will see y'all in the next video, y'all. Go ahead and make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share the video, tell me your friends, make content, and I'll see y'all. Peace.